Time now for the morning rush. We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Still looking at the possibility of light snow showers along and east of our northern and central and even southern mountains as we get into the later half of this afternoon, and more so tonight when those temperatures drop here. Accumulation will be light, if anything at all, as we continue overnight into tomorrow. That will clear, although increasing cloud cover expected by Wednesday. Fernanda?
Today, President Trump in Florida again denied to reporters he used an expletive last week when describing Haiti, El Salvador, and several African nations. Still, some lawmakers are now worried the outcry over his alleged comment could undermine bipartisan efforts to overhaul immigration. Several Democrats say without a plan in place for DACA, they won't vote for a budget deal. The deadline to prevent a government shutdown is Friday. And this morning, San Juan County Sheriff Ken Christensen says he agrees with the president's comments. Sheriff Christensen says he thinks people are being too sensitive, and about 90% of his followers also agreed with his statement. Meanwhile, Congresswoman Michelle Lujan Grisham in a tweet called the president's comments shameful and unpresidential. This morning, the federal government is once again accepting renewal applications from DACA recipients. The Obama-era program protects hundreds of thousands of young undocumented people from deportation. The resurgence of the program comes after a recent court order. In September, the Trump administration announced the ending of the program. A federal judge recently blocked that. And we have much more online. Just head on over to KRQE.com for the latest on the DACA program and to read the full story on the statement made by the San Juan County Sheriff. Rio Rancho police have a shooting suspect in custody. It happened Friday. No names have been released. Police are still looking for another man possibly involved in this shooting who was driving a beige 2000s Dodge model Caravan. We're told that van has since been recovered. Another juvenile witness was questioned by police. Happening now, APD is asking for the public's help tracking down a missing woman. 66-year-old Dora Marquez was last seen in the downtown area where she lives wearing a black jacket, purple sweater, and blue jeans. Marquez is listed as 5'1", about 140 pounds, with a medical condition that can make her confused about where she is. If you know anything about her whereabouts, you're asked to call 242 COPS. A new report from UNM shows traffic fatalities in 2017 are slightly down from the previous year. Data shows Bernalillo County had the highest number of deaths at 91, followed by San Juan County at 34. The total number of 370 is slightly down from 2016's number of 405. UNM reports that Vaca, Harding, and Los Alamos counties had 0 traffic deaths in 2017. New at 6, New Mexico lawmakers are taking steps to prevent sexual misconduct and harassment at the state capitol on the day before the legislature convenes. Lawmakers are expected to take mandatory anti-harassment training today and consider new policies and procedures for reporting and investigating misconduct. And new this morning, a Santa Fe district chartered school has had its state grade from 2016 to 2017 raised from a B to an A after a data error led to a miscalculation. The PED made the change for the Academy for Technology and the Classics. The Santa Fe New Mexican reports that the college prep school has logged its 5th straight A since the state implemented the school grading system in 2012. The worker who accidentally sent out an incoming missile warning to the entire state of Hawaii over the weekend is returning to work this morning. Locals and tourists ran for cover after the message went out to cell phones reading, "Ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill." State officials say the worker was doing a routine test when he mistakenly hit the live alert button. And as the nation prepares to commemorate MLK Day, Vice President Mike Pence laid a wreath at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Washington, D.C. All across the country, Americans will be honoring the civil rights leader today through parades, church services, and celebrations. More on the events happening here at home coming up in the 5 Facts. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index up to a 5. We're talking breezy to windy conditions, mainly breezy this afternoon before we'll bump that up to windy overnight into tomorrow as a cold front moves in. Sustained winds 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting up to 35-40 overnight. Sarah?
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central New Mexico says they need big sisters more than ever. Officials say they're trying to get the message out that mentored girls make strong women. They add that there are about 600 women serving as mentors. While that may seem like a lot, she says those women are already matched up with little girls and that they need more women so they can get more girls into the program. How many volunteers they're looking for and for what age group, coming up in the 5 Facts. Fernanda?
New facts this morning. For those of you who love to hit the waves, new research in the UK finds surfers and bodyboarders are 3 times more likely to have antibiotic-resistant E. coli in their guts compared to non-surfers. Surfers swallow 10 times more seawater than most swimmers, and experts say it makes them more vulnerable to bacteria that pollutes seawater. And some more new facts this morning. Researchers say teens who were severely bullied in elementary school are 3.5 more likely to have suicidal thoughts or attempt suicide. Canadian researchers tracked more than 1,300 children for 15 years and say anti-bullying measures need to begin before kids enter school. Kristen?
Time now for a check on your Monday morning commute. It is a government holiday, being Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so volume in general much lighter today, but at this moment I'm not seeing anything major. Hopefully we can keep it that way this morning. I will let you know otherwise.
And new this morning, Harriet Tubman's heroic efforts to end slavery may not land her on the $20 bill anytime soon. In 2016, the Obama administration announced Tubman would replace President Andrew Jackson on the note, but Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says no decision has been made. And Taylor Swift gets some extra star power in her newest music video. The single Endgame features both Ed Sheeran and Future. The video garnered more than 900,000 views in its first 5 hours on YouTube. It comes from Swift's newest album, Reputation, last year's top-selling record in the U.S.
I listened to this on my way to work this morning.
Oh, really?
It's great. Yeah, I'm a Swifter.
So successful she is. All right, it's time now for the 5 Facts.
We start with number 5. Today, people all over the nation and here at home are honoring the work of Martin Luther King Jr. Now, people are encouraged to do acts of service today. Today is the 22nd MLK commemorative breakfast highlighting scholarships for college. Now, that starts at 8 this morning at the Marriott Pyramid North Hotel. Also, Mayor Tim Keller will attend the annual Martin Luther King Jr. Luncheon of Southern Christian. That's today at noon in Rio Rancho. And also remember, government offices will also be closed for the day.
And at number 4 this morning, the Big Brothers Big Sisters program of Central New Mexico says they're in great need of female volunteers. The program director says now is a crucial time to get that message out, especially with the female empowerment movement sweeping the nation. Right now, about 600 women serve as mentors, but about 100 more volunteers are needed, especially for girls ages 12 through 15.
At number 3, colder temperatures across the east today. Albuquerque and areas over western and central New Mexico mild, but breezy to windy conditions coming in this afternoon, and light snow showers expected along and east of our central mountains.
At number 2, a New Mexico gun shop owner is defending his Martin Luther King Jr. Day advertisement. Readers are calling the ad disturbing and ironic. In Sunday's Albuquerque Journal, Los Ranchos gun shop promoted 10% off all accessories with the purchase of a gun for MLK Day. But many say they're bothered by the sales tactics, some calling it insensitive. The owner says he didn't mean to offend anyone. He believes the ad is consistent with Dr. King's mission of equality. This year marks 50 years since Dr. King's assassination. And at number 1, an Albuquerque couple without a home this morning after a massive sinkhole opened up in front of their house. The Water Utility Authority says the sinkhole was caused by a car running into a fire hydrant right outside the home early yesterday morning. That caused the water to flood the front yard, and eventually the sinkhole opened up. APD says they don't have any information about the car that caused all this mess.